Daigie, though, has struggled the last couple of times he's touched the ball. In his last 4 passes, he's thrown 2 interceptions. And you would bet that he might try and stay away from Michael Carter at this point. He's picked him off twice already.
It's an excellent point. With 3:24 and 2 timeouts, there is an eternity. But they know how to group. It's at the basis of what they do. Play within your scheme, but as a quarterback, you better be very careful of a corner that's been reading your eyes. Maybe time for a little double move.
Gets it out quick. That's complete. Out to Williams. And Williams got about 7, close to 8 on the play. 2nd and 2. Texas Tech with a couple of timeouts remaining. Minnesota with 1. Remember, the last time these 2 teams played, the only other time, they went into overtime before Texas Tech won by 3. I think it's 2nd and 1. And there's the first down reception at the 39-yard line by Eric Ward. 13-yard pickup.
Texas Tech has also, Mark, played 3 overtime games this season, including their finale against Baylor. Their only loss in those 3.
This pass complete to Moore. And Moore is going to be stopped up his forward progress about the 44. Keep him in bounds. That's the 10th catch of the night for Darren Moore, their leading receiver. That clock running from the 44.
Just get a sense at some point you're going to have to double move these corners that are just staring at the quarterback.
Wide open over the middle. Complete to Moore. A 15-yard gain. And Texas Tech, Brock, making it look real easy right now. Approaching 2 minutes to go. From the 41. Davies got all day. Wide open and batted away at the last moment by Shabazz. Martez Shabazz with some closing speed.
A lot of folks looked at the numbers and the statistics, and you see Minnesota group that's 11th best in college football against the pass. Yes, they didn't face a top 20 passing offense, but they're showing you they do have exactly what you said, some closing speed. They can play the ball. They play their zone coverage pretty well. They've been very effective here through 4 quarters. They have done enough to win this game. Unfortunately, the offense didn't live up to their end of the bargain with the last 3 drives.
Daigie looking at 2nd and 10. He was 4 for 4 before that incompletion. Comes underneath this time, and a good stick at the 37-yard line on the nice catch. And now the wrestling for the ball. Jordan Davis made the catch. Rock Vereen with the stick on the play. 3rd and 4. Daigie gets rid of it, wide open. Ward, touchdown, Texas Tech. The Red Raiders an extra point away from tying this up. The possibility of overtime looming real large right now. Tied at 31. What happened on this play, partner?
We saw a lot of zone coverage throughout this drive. Take a look at this. You know what you don't see? Any safeties. You know what a veteran redshirt senior quarterback is looking at one-on-one and just hoping like mad that his wide receiver can get inside on that slant route. Eric Ward's had a rough second half. He's fallen down on 2 of these interceptions.
Is that an improvised move right there?
Now that is going to be the slant route that's called, and you're hoping that you get blitz. You're hoping you get one-on-one, and you get Jeremy Baltazar, not Studemeyer, not Carter, and you get Eric Ward delivering and taking advantage of one of the rare cover zero safeties, all-out blitz. Quarterback and wide receiver get it done.
Daggy was 6 of 7 that drive for 82 yards. Now the ball is in Minnesota's court. One timeout remaining.
You just had a sense, didn't you?
Yeah.
You give the number 2 passing offense opportunity after opportunity after opportunity. This defense took it away twice, gave you 2 interceptions. And you had completions, you had plays there to be made offensively. You didn't. You gave Texas Tech enough life, and they marched down the field. Tie this game up late.
That was their first score of the second half. It was going to be short. Minnesota will start from its own 30-yard line with 1:06 to go. Hey folks, Capital One Bowl Week rolls on New Year's Eve with 3 games. Noon, it's North Carolina State Vandy and the Franklin American Mortgage Music City Bowl, and at 3:30 Tulsa against Iowa State. AutoZone Liberty Bowl, and at 7:30 Les Miles LSU taking on Clemson in the Chick-fil-A Bowl. Capital One Bowl Week Monday on ESPN, also live on Watch ESPN. Jordan Wetstein has a career long of 51 yards on his field goal attempts. Boy, I'm not sure Nelson was ready for the snap, and almost made something of it off the hands of Crawford Tufts. They were a little disconcerted and discombobulated on that play. 2nd and 10. Got to get to at least the 34-yard line to match that career long.
Tell you what else that incompletion did. Texas Tech still has 2 timeouts. With Texas Tech, you're thinking here, if you can force another incompletion, we're going to get this ball back in regulation.
Low snap.
I'm taking this timeout if I'm Tech.
Got about 3 with 52 seconds to go.
Timeout.
And Texas Tech, as you said, Brock,
Please reset
calls
the
a
game
timeout.
clock to 55 seconds.
So we have an idea of their intentions. What's Minnesota trying to do here on 3rd down? Is this maybe a time you bring in Gray and switch things up at quarterback a little bit?
I think in these moments, what do you do best? In the most critical junctures of these games, what do you feel most comfortable? We've seen plenty of wide open wide receivers for Minnesota. They've just been unable to be efficient enough to make those completions. So this is not a time that I think you just play it safe and make them force their timeout, give them 50 seconds, not the way they've returned punts, not the way that they can move the ball up and down the field in their passing game. This is a moment here where Jerry Kill, as I said earlier, his team's got to learn how to win. They got to learn how to finish these games when the opportunity's there. And I don't think it's smart here to just run the play, force Tech to burn their timeout. You're still going to give them 50 seconds. Clock still stops in college football after first downs. And this Tech team, as we've seen, when they're operating, really going, they don't need much time.
Minnesota had a couple of chances to put this game away on some pivotal 3rd downs and couldn't close the sale. 3rd and 7 coming up. Intercepted at the 40. Johnson. And in field goal range, miraculously. What a turn of events. An egregious error and miscalculation by the true freshman Philip Nelson. He tried to hit Derek Engel. And a great return on the interception.
I love playing to win. You don't ever want to play scared. I don't mind that call. Unfortunately, Trey Porter, the nickelback, had tremendous coverage. He tips it up to a senior safety that makes his 8th career interception and gets it done. Engel did not have any separation there. He's got to try to find a way to make that his ball or nobody's ball. He doesn't. DJ Johnson makes him pay, but in my estimation, you've always got to play to win.
Daggy. Boy, what a catch. Caught. They're going to mark it at the 13-yard line. Williams wrestled that ball away from the defender. And they may be thinking 6 instead of 3 right now. Do you?
No, this is with one timeout. I'm setting this thing up in the middle of the field here, Mark.
They run it with Williams. Williams runs it towards the middle of the field. And there they go. Ryan Buston. 16 of 23. And very much within his range right now. He's already connected from 28 yards tonight, but he had one blocked from 37.
Final timeout. It'll be 30 seconds.
And Texas Tech calls its final timeout with 2 seconds to go. And there's the guy that made the pivotal play, the tipping point, DJ Johnson.
No excuses, no explanations. They won't make them on the Minnesota sideline. But unfortunately, some of your youth and inexperience could not get it done when it mattered the most. And you know who did? The seniors and the veterans for Texas Tech. Seth Daggy, Eric Ward, DJ Johnson. Those players that have done it throughout their career over and over and over again at the most critical juncture. Got it done.
Players that have been in this scenario before when they're playing with an interim coach situation, when former head coach Leach left. And now Tommy Tuberville departing. And the beat goes on for the Red Raider Nation.
Keep an eye in the middle of this line. Number 99, Rashid Eggman, had the earlier block. He's 6'6". One of the more athletic players. Let's see if he can get some penetration as Kingsbury watches.
This will come from 28 yards away. And Jerry Kill is going to try and put him on ice.
This will be 30
That's
seconds.
their last timeout.
What a heartbreaker of a fourth quarter if you're Minnesota.
For our Capital One player of the game, can't argue with this choice. Michael Carter, 5 tackles and 2 interceptions and 1 pass breakup tonight.
That's why you're going to be kicking yourself, Mark, because he did everything as a senior. He is one of those rare seniors that Minnesota counts on to get it done, and he did in that fourth quarter. Set your offense up, put it on a platter. And you just were unable to get those critical completions, unable in your passing game, which has been a bugaboo all season long for Minnesota, and Texas Tech takes advantage.
Cliff Kingsbury watching from up top. The head coach will take over right after the game. Ryan Buston for the win. And he knuckles it through. It's over. The Red Raiders come back. Chris Thompson, the interim head coach. Boy, you couldn't have written a more dramatic script for him filling in. And heartbreak for Vereen and the rest of the Gophers, who seem poised and ready to put this game away with about 7 minutes to go. And the agony almost paralyzing for them. But for Johnson and his teammates, a swift and lethal turnaround. And the dying seconds, the dying minute of the game, literally, resulting in a Texas Tech win. The second time that these two teams have played, and it's been right down to the last play.
We've seen a lot of blowouts in bowl season. That wasn't the case tonight. Minnesota, a heck of an effort. But Texas Tech just 3 points better in the end.
That was a knuckleball, but doesn't matter how pretty it is, because every win is pretty. 34-31 the final. Coming up next, Sports Center with bowl highlights. And over on ESPN News, we'll have the trophy presentation. Good night from Houston. Right now, let's send it to Sports Center.